Djuric.
But you know what? I think I'm just going to change to
Like
Jovana.
You should just do like Jewelry by Jovana.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Jovana.
Jovana.
Oh, it's Jovana?
Mm-hmm.
Because I went to school with a Jovana. Kawas.
Yeah, I mean, my name is spelled with J, but in Serbia we pronounce it as Y, so it's Jovana.
Okay. So this is okay. So we're here with Jovana Djuric. Is that right?
Yes.
You didn't see how crazy my face was just pronouncing your name, but I want to do it again because that was fun. I'm not making fun of you. I'm pronouncing it. With
No,
your,
go ahead.
I'm here with Jovana
Djuric.
Djuric.
Djuric. I like the way you say it.
Thank you very much. She's a jewelry designer. You're from Serbia.
Yes.
Do you know Novak Djokovic?
I know of him, obviously, but I haven't met him. There was like, I was invited to a party once for US Open, and my girlfriend and I decided like we don't want to bother and go because she was visiting from Serbia, and
Right.
we were invited because her husband at the time was part of the organization of the event or
And
something.
he was there?
He was there, Djokovic was there, and we were like,
Oh.
no, we don't want to go. Like we were going to go and hang out in the city. Like we didn't want to venture out to
Right.
the party.
And so you would have seen it.
Yeah, we would have, because like her husband worked super closely with him. He's like from the Serbian tennis organization
Yeah.
or something.
Oh my god. That's like me you saying to me, "Oh, you're from the United States? You know, do you know Joe?" Right? Like
No,
you
but
obviously
there-
know Novak, right?
No,
You're
but
all
there are
from Serbia.
Yeah, but there are fewer. There are definitely fewer of us.
Sure.
And then who ventured to the United States, and then who obviously became as well ranked in
Sure.
tennis as he did. So-
Well ranked, number one. I think
know.
that's as well ranked as you can get.
I know.
Is he like such a big deal in Serbia right now? Is he like the Michael Jordan of?
I think he is. I know a lot of people who like don't like also his like little attitude, and so I think he's not the best advocate for himself by being like not allowing himself to like enjoy his success. I think, or when he really like he pumps himself up during the game, but he doesn't have a problem with that. But when he wins, you don't see that like gentleness or like a self pat
Right.
kind of sipping out. Like I mean, we come from that kind of a place. Like we are not supposed to like bask or show.
And you think he does?
No, I don't think that he enjoys his victory as much. He's always stiff-faced, and I think by doing so, he doesn't allow other people to participate in his victories.
It's so interesting.
I think that's why he's having so much trouble with the American audience, and it's always a topic when he comes to US Open, like, oh, what kind of a relationship is he going to have with
Right.
the audience, and so. Because
That's really interesting because he did they did a 60 Minutes profile on him one time, and he was doing, what do you call it, impersonations,
Yeah.
and he was doing different voices, and he was doing this, and he was doing that, and he was so funny, and you walked away from the interview thinking, this guy's got it all. He's from like a
Yeah.
small town in Serbia.
Yeah.
He's gentle, he's nice, he's low key, he's humble.
Yeah, he's all those things. He's all those things, I think. But when it comes down to like he's a great entertainer, and he's like a high energy entertainer, and he likes jumping into opportunity to do something. I mean, he's such a and he's so intelligent and so like wholesome. You know, it's like even the way he exercises is like wholesome. I mean, it's an all-inclusive, like kind of like all contextual, like meaning he exercises not in a gym but running.
Rocky Four.
Running
Rocky
somewhere
Four.
because he's engaging his peripheral.
Yeah.
Like how? I mean that like it's super. I mean it's like something that we take for granted, like stuff that we see or how much we need to engage our peripheral.
Right.
Especially in tennis, when things are happening so much, like you're scanning that and evaluating and then strategizing in a split of a second. So like it's super smart to be like exercising in a forest or open field, as to practice that like overall environmental input.
Jovana, you should be doing like US Open analysis. That was, I'm not joking. Like what an interesting point, right? Like who else trains peripherally? Like that's really interesting and an interesting dynamic. But like besides Novak, who else has come out of Serbia that's even close to on par besides Jovana.
Yeah, well, I'm working to get there.
Yeah, I mean, you're a close second, obviously.
Well, no, but in tennis they had like now they have like so many people, and then also like in like NBA and like basketball and stuff, like we have so many major
Oh yeah,
players.
there are some Serbian basketball
Like
players.
maybe not in maybe like not the newest generation, but with Divac and some other guys.
Vladi,
Yeah. Yeah, so those were the
Come
ones.
on, Connor, who pulled that out? Who else knows that it's Vladi Divac? No, not many people. Not many people. You were impressed. A little bit.
Oh no,
Come
totally.
on.
Yes, I was.
Not
I'm
totally.
just like not very easy to show.
Just like Novak, apparently. Right?
Yeah,
Now I
but
see.
I'm changing. Like 16 years here, a little bit of therapy and
Yeah, you got.
some
If you're
other
here, you
stuff.
have to do therapy. No, you do.
Yeah.
You can't live in New York if you're not in therapy. It's like eating or breathing or paying taxes or
I
being in
agree.
therapy.
Sorry, I agree, and I think of it, and I think in a broader level, I think it's like should be somewhat of a daily hygiene. It's like you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, you choose your clothes,
And you
like,
go to therapy.
and you spend some time by yourself, like 5 to 10 minutes, like not necessarily meditating, but considering your day.
Yeah.
And then once a week or once in 2 weeks, you go and chat with somebody who devoted their like academic or professional life to gleaning through issues.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
You check in with somebody.
But there's such a negative, and we're going to get to what Jovana does in a second, which is this amazing jewelry design, but there's so many people that think of therapy as this negative thing, that you're weak somehow or you need help, when really, I don't go to the gym because I'm weak and I'm not strong enough. I go to the gym because I want to make myself stronger physically.
Yeah.
I love going to therapy because I want to make myself stronger emotionally. It's an art. It's not an art, but it
is an art.
You're training. You're working on yourself. You're working on a part of yourself that hasn't fully perfected itself yet, which is everything. So
Right.
I think I applaud you completely for saying that you do. I love therapy. Is like my favorite hour of the week. I get to talk about myself the whole time. It's basically like being on a blind date without the hookup at the end.
Is therapy big in Serbia?
I think no, it's not. I think it's. I think they're like now. I have like a bunch of friends now who like studied psychology and now they have their own practice. It's becoming more and more acceptable. Because people like now, like a couple decades later, they, and I think by hearing more about it in general in the world, I think they're like being aware that they went through such a major hardship of civil war,
Right.
and that there are some layers, if not from your upbringing and stuff, but some most recent layers of like trying to survive that probably stained or tightened you up in a ways that you don't even know what they are. So
Well, look, those are real intense reasons to go to therapy. I mean, some of my reasons are just like, I had an awkward conversation with my agent. Ugh, better get to therapy.
No,
but
but
it's all relative,
No,
right?
and I think I think understanding the basic fact that you are this like almost like a vessel or a little like a knot like that needs to be like unraveled, because you just like were never given tools to really observe yourself as you're growing, and as you're told no, don't touch, don't do this, that, like when you're being told all these like no's or given like advices or whatever they are, even when somebody like loves you and smothers you in some stuff, like you're digesting somebody else's verbiage, you're like
Right.
somebody else's 3 generations in a making attitude.
Sure.
And as you're a little like a bundle of life, you're just absorbing and adopting somebody else's behaviors, and they create like a little crust. It's not even crust. I mean, it's like a more, it becomes seeps in and becomes part of you. But so there's like a crust.
Yeah.
There's like a softer part, and then there's you, and I think going on therapy, allows for a little bit of that surge to happen.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. You seem really grounded. You seem like, for
For jewelry designer.
For a jewelry designer, for a Serbian jewelry designer that only came this close to meeting Novak Djokovic, you just seem really grounded.
And really dismissed that opportunity because they had some I would rather.
No, let's be honest. Like nobody wants to have to get on the 7 train and schlep out to Flushing.
Totally,
like,
and
nobody wants to do it.
No, what they want to do is they want to drive to Flushing for the Met game.
Yeah.
Like yours truly did last
it's
night.
crazy land.
It took me an hour from the time I actually got to the stadium till the time I parked in Flushing Meadows Park.
But you can't be like, oh, I had no idea. I thought for sure I would just scoot right in and get a parking spot. Like, you can't say that. This is a playoff game, play-in game, whatever it was.
It wasn't my first playoff game. It was the furthest I've ever had to go. I've had season tickets to the Mets. Like,
why not just jump on the subway? There's nothing easier.
Because I live all the way out in Eastern Long Island. I don't have a subway.
I didn't know you were coming from there.
Yeah. No, I love Subway. I think it was more like, I don't care about, like fancy events. Like I'm a bigger. I mean, like I'm bigger snob than that, or something. Like I
get it. It's okay.
It's
whatever.
Okay. I don't care.
Look, I will tell you this. I mentioned that I love Michael J. Fox. I was living in Philadelphia at the time. I would have done anything. I've met every single person in 10 years at the Today Show, 12 years as a sportscaster. I've been to every event, every major championship. I've met and interviewed anyone except 2 people that I would love to meet and think it's crazy: Barbra Streisand and Michael J. Fox.
Well, I think the Einhorns who were here yesterday, David's actually on the board.
Michael J. Fox found board?
On the board.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I could tell a different story. But anyway, in Philadelphia, I found out that he was going to be at this Muhammad Ali event in town. And if you live in Philadelphia, there are different... Going into the city was like a big deal. It would be like living in an hour outside the city, like here, Long Island or Westchester. Like, to go into Manhattan, it's a big deal. It's scary. It's like, it's a little crazy, right? And so I didn't want to go into Philadelphia that night. It was raining, like everything. And then I thought to myself, like, this is crazy. Like, this could be the only time I ever see Michael J. Fox. Just do it. Like, what are you doing? Just do it. So I got up and it was raining and I got dressed and I got in a car and I drove down there and there's a million people waiting outside, and the whole time I'm thinking, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? This is ridiculous. I don't have a media badge. And I worked at a TV station. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm like, forget it. Like, I was there, I was cold, I was miserable, I'm going home. So I walk to the corner and a car's going around, the window rolls down, and someone says to me, is there any kind of like VIP parking around here? And I was like miserable. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But it was weird. It was like a blue limousine. I'd never seen it before. I'm like, I don't know. And I was rude, like not rude, but I was just cold. Window rolls up, whatever, I go home. Next night, I'm watching one of those Access Hollywood shows. Wouldn't you know it? Blue limousine pulls up, out comes Muhammad Ali and Michael J. Fox. What? I not only went through the effort of getting down there, but also missed him and also brushed by him. It was as if God was like, well, screw you for leaving. I'm going to make you just come real close, but not actually. It's going to be like the hurricane hitting Florida. It's like not exactly in touch. That was my brush with Michael J. Fox. So don't feel bad about Novak Djokovic. There'll be another opportunity.
No, definitely. I think it was just funny. It's like a little admittance to yourself, like when, I don't care. I mean, I definitely like the
You
guy.
cried a little bit. You cried for like 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, one day.
I shed no tears.
Look at this face. Like, how could a face like this shed its tear, right? Aviva!
Yeah. No. I think,
Aviva.
It's just more funny that, it's more funny how, you don't go to something that's promises to be this,
of course.
And you're like, I don't care. I'm just going to hang out with my girlfriend, roaming through the city and,
Yeah, that seemed like the smarter idea that night.
Totally.
No, look, you became a better person. Maybe you wouldn't be sitting here had you not roamed the streets that night, not being at Novak Djokovic's party. Okay, we just spoke for 20 minutes. We haven't even touched on what you do for a living because of all this great therapeutic advice that you have shared with me that I didn't know anything about. You thought she was just a jewelry designer. Meanwhile, she reinvented the whole need for therapy. I now want to go.
She's the Freud of jewelry.
She's like the Freud of jewelry. That's great. That's what it is.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I was thinking about it this morning, because I did the therapy that was more traditional, where a woman allowed me or wanted me or never wanted to speak. And while it was great that I found the stage. I found the stage and I was entertaining her and probably found my voice to a certain extent through it. When I wanted some structure and some problem-solving mechanisms because I felt like I have certain specific things I wanted to deal with, she she just offered no suggestion. So now I'm working with somebody who focuses on structure and stuff like that. So I think there's also like going to different school psychologists, that it's really you get really different response.
Honey, let me tell you, I went through my share of crazy therapists before I landed on my good one. One made us all take our shoes off. Like, I don't want, that's my source of strength. I don't want to take my shoes off in your office like it's still public. One kept falling asleep.
Oh, wow.
I had to play the role of like hide and surprise
off
symphony.
when we walk into your apartment?
Because my kids literally like have their face planted on the floor.
Wow.
Nobody was face planted on the floor of my therapist's office. One would fall asleep in the middle, and I would have to I would have to say certain words really loud. I have to be like, and then I took the subway just to wake her up. It was terrible.
Wow.
So I went through a bunch of different ones till I landed on the right one for me. And it's like with anything, it's like landing on the right boyfriend or girlfriend or trainer or
yoga instructor,
whatever it is,
Yeah.
Jovana, or in Lance's case, wife. Okay, we should talk about what you're doing here and why all this great jewelry is here baking in the sun.
It's
What is this?
This is plastic. Yeah, I cast this as a display case. I can show you. I can turn this way.
Is this a ring?
Yeah. So these are my.
Like this big thing is a ring?
Yeah.
Come on.
It goes here.
Like, have you hurt anyone with that?
No, because they're meant to like rest on your hand. You know, like if you happen to smoke, I know you like probably don't, but like it's like poser. It's a poser ring.
Oh, okay. So actually, I don't smoke, and I'm not a proponent of smoking.
But you can do
But
this.
if you smoke, I would imagine it would look good with this ring on.
Actually, I mean, I take that back. It doesn't. I mean, I'm limiting my audience when I mention smoking. I think you're just like considering.
Listen, if you're considering anything,
You're
you
the
should, if
thinker.
there's anything in your life you're considering, you need to put this ring on and just make the face and the pose, and it'll help with the consideration.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get that. That makes
yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, these
and
are,
look, it looks cool. It's like too fancy for me. People would be like, it's too fancy for you.
Then you choose like one of the smaller ones. you
Yeah.
know? It's like there's something for everybody.
Okay, so I like this. Like this probably was just your plaster
mold?
form, your
Yeah,
mold, and now why don't you just sell that as art?
I could, and also what I like here is that it looks almost like a rib cage.
Yeah.
You know, when you put it like this, there is something like a rib cagey
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
there is.
So, I mean, I may. There are so many things that I can do. I'm doing baby steps towards becoming a lifestyle brand.
Okay. Well, how would you describe your art, your work? Besides fancy, that's the word I gave you. Well, you are like.
Well,
look how fancy you
well,
are.
if it was for my jewelry, I think of it not as decoration, but as an extension of a body. It's like something that's there to be almost like a thinking rock, something that you can create like physical connection with, and it's there to enhance your movement.
Okay.
So, I think maybe like the simplest, like I think of it as sculpture, and I think of it as not as decoration.
Have you designed everything on you?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I love this. That's awesome. I love this is 100% me.
Yeah.
You see this bracelet right here? That's who I am.
Cool.
Go out, everyone, get me this bracelet. That would be your best bet.
Where would they buy those?
Yeah, where can they buy that?
They can. Well, right now. Off of my hand, because this is a prototype. But
This particular one is a prototype.
Yes, but on my website it's jovanadjuric.com. So.
Yeah, that's common spelling. You guys probably got that right.
Do you think I should change to Jovana? Just to Jovana?
Honestly, I think you should just change to Yo. Like, if you want people to find your website, Jovana Jokovic, Juric.com is not going to be your best bet.
Okay, let me tell you a story.
I love your story.
I go to Starbucks.
Any story that starts with coffee.
I know. And I order coffee, and they say,
what's your name?
What's your name?
Yeah.
And I say, Yo. And they say, how you spell that? And I say, Y-O.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I think, like, the reason I said, Yo.
Because they're never going to get Jovana.
Because I don't want you to ask me how I spell it. But
so for that scenario, what you should do, if you allow me to give you some advice, is say Jane. Because if they ask you then how to spell it, you need to go to a different coffee shop immediately. Like, that's going to be your best bet. No telling what you're going to get. But that's funny. I say Streisand. I do. I always say like it's Streisand, common spelling.
More is Julia Roberts type.
No, that's the show.
Show. I
The
thought you
show
would
is
do that.
Julia Roberts. The coffee is Barbara Streisand.
That's cool. I
Is
like
it-
that.
is
No,
it
no. I
Jovana?
think
Yo?
any opportunity you have to play with your persona, and and sideways into something that's like more fun or aspirational for you, or part of some sweet memory or whatever. I think you
Yeah.
should take it.
I like it. You're very. How long have you been in this country?
16. This is my 16th year.
Okay. You really gotta start on losing that accent because it sounds like you just got here.
I
So I was
know.
like, you're so like far advanced for having just moved here on Thursday. Like that's where I thought she was.
Eh.
16 years. No, well then you should be as smart as you are and as insightful as you are.
Yeah, but thank you.
Do you get more of your insight from America or from Serbia?
I think I was lucky to go through all my education in Serbia. I was super intense, like nerd, studying,
Wow.
and yeah. But it's like I would never change from where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But being here, I really appreciate the opportunity to
Create,
work,
to
to
work.
create,
Yeah.
to have, to say exclamation mark sentences, to be excited.
Right.
There are no exclamation mark sentences in Serbia. You don't say like, oh my God, nothing is fun, exciting.
But that's
like,
the thing you
joyful.
criticize Djokovic for. And he's just being
No,
who his
No,
country taught him to
she was
be.
saying the absence of that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I want him. I never a couple of times I wanted to post on his Facebook or send him a message and say like, hey, one thing you can do is like work on your haircut, like have your hair grow a little bit so somebody can imagine like they can like go through your hair, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I love it. I love you.
and-
I already love you. I love you.
And then a
I just
second
got stung
one.
by a bee and I love you. It's awesome.
And then the second one is just like, as I was told growing up, and even here, like allow for a little smile when you win.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Taste
Enjoy
it. Like let
yeah.
yourself taste it.
Yeah. I think we gotta we're constantly proving something. Like being endurance soldiers, whatever. That we have to be like pushing this rock up the hill.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be like that. So I'm like, that's what I'm learning.
Okay.
And usually I stopped wearing black, but today I don't know.
Today you did not with that stop wearing the black. I will
Yeah.
tell you that. You're actually only wearing black.
I know.
But I'm glad you made the point of telling me that you stopped wearing it.
Yeah.
So this is also yours, this necklace. This
yeah.
cool
Ear
ear cuff.
cuff, yes.
I love it. This
Yeah.
this necklace is yours too?
Yeah.
This is great stuff.
Thank you.
Like this was too much for me, but I
Yeah.
think it's really cool. But the cuffs, and obviously you know how I feel about the bracelets.
Yeah. And then this little guy, I have a little series of these, like in different sizes. And this one is called Eager Seed. And it's a play on Elsa Peretti's,
Yeah.
bean for Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Because the bean is so kind of like amorphous and like laying down on the
So
side.
lazy that bean.
So
lazy.
And mine is eager.
Yeah, your bean
Mine
wants
is
to
like,
get out there and
get
see
out.
the world.
Yes.
Doreen is asking if there's a website for the
Oh yeah, it's Yola.
Yeah, it's
It's-
Jovana, D is David, JURIC.com. It's my full name.
So can
One
we
more
put it up
time.
on the?
We'll put it up as a comment on it.
Okay, but
Yeah.
just do it really slow. Say
Yeah.
it slow. Because Doreen wants to. Doreen, you should buy this for someone you know.
For someone it's Jovana, D is David, JUR is Robert, IC is a cat.
No, you're just saying letters. Like it's obvious you're just saying letters. There's no way that was a word. There's no way you said something that if you go,
Go
on
look
the
on
World
the
Wide Web.
Doreen. We'll have it up on the Jenna Wolf show page.
Okay, before you go, like, give me what's your best piece of advice? I'm gonna start asking all our guests this because they're so far more insightful than I am about everything. Obviously, if you've gotten to the point where you've moved here from another country and you've become successful at something that you love to do and you understand how important therapy is, you must have some advice for me. So,
I do.
oh. I didn't even finish my pitch. What I was doing there was stalling to give you a chance to think
No,
of something.
and I was thinking. That they're
then
like,
you got it.
yeah,
You cut
I'm
me
thinking
off.
like
That's good.
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. It's actually hot. It's hot that you cut me off.
No, you know what? One thing that I really like, and I shared recently with some students too. This idea that one learns from mistakes. I don't believe in it because I don't believe in mistakes, and I don't know if that's a common thing, but I hear that phrase, perpetuating this idea that that sometimes there are mistakes that you make, and I like not to, like, whatever you do, I like never to call it a mistake, because it kind of like focuses you on like overcoming, avoiding, going around it or something. No, whatever you encounter as a change in a plan is something that you should like swim, dig, or fluff through, and just that's like your stop, and then A, and then you go to B. So I think like
so there are no mistakes, they're only learning experiences.
Yeah, they're just things that happen, and you see what you do with it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I think and a point of this advice is that how we name things is how we define them, and I think that defining something in a more open, positive terms is, this story about a mistake feeds into that principle of defining something in more positive terms.
Yeah, that's great. That's really well said, and it's very insightful.
We have some audience participation, some things people that, first of all, somebody posted the website in
Oh,
the
good.
comment section.
See?
So
How about my
thank you,
people?
Rebecca, for doing
Thank
that.
you, people.
Thank you.
And Jennifer loves you.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
I think. And well, someone said I can't read the name here.
Probably
Carrie
not.
says you're gorgeous, great taste.
Thank you,
and,
guys. No, you guys. Come on.
and
It's
that's,
embarrassing to me. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, and that's what. we
Are
got
you
here.
married?
Was.
Are you currently single? Because we could have some fun
Oh,
setting you
with
up.
Connor.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Connor-
help me out. Help me out.
Connor's, we're doing a dating.
We're
thing
trying to
for-
find a
Do
young,
you know any-
beautiful 25-year-old for Connor.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than that, but definitely able to consider some proposals.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get on it. We're gonna find
date
some.
with Jovana.
Do date with JWJ.
With Jovana. Jovana
Yeah,
dating.
date with JD.
Date with JD. Oh, that my last girlfriend was JD. So that's interesting. It makes me think of her.
how does that
And we'll
make-
do a date
how
with
does that
Connor.
make you feel?
Makes me feel fantastic. Makes me feel fantastic. She was great. The best. Second best. Anyway, what's up? How you doing? Jovana, thank you
Still
very
alive.
much.
We're
I
having
know.
a show
I know.
running.
How do you? I know. I lost it for a second, and we're back. And we're back. Thank you. I love
you.
this. This was
Thanks.
great. You are
Sorry.
fantastic, and this must be a thing since I had the baby. But you actually, I know people are going to say I say this to everybody, but you smell really good. I already know what you're wearing. I asked you already.
Okay.
Chanel something.
Chanel number 5.
But she smells like a beach. Like anyone that smells like a beach, that is my kryptonite. That is my weakness.
Yeah.
That I get sucked in and I get lost.
Yeah, I don't
Are you
think.
on Facebook?
Yes, I am. It's my first name, Jovana Djuric.
Obviously.
Oh.
Why is it complicated, people? Please.
Are you kidding?
Please. No.
Do you know my friend Jim Miklashevsky? If Jim Miklashevsky came to Serbia and they're like, how do you spell your name? He's like, well, it's Jim Miklashevsky. Obviously, common spelling.
Obviously.
They would laugh. They would laugh. It would be funny. That's funny in Serbia. So as you're beautiful with an amazing body and a phenomenal creative outlet, and you're so talented. But when you say your name, it's funny.
Okay, Jovana Djuric. Liar. It's not that funny.
It's not that funny.
Okay. So should I change to Jovana Djuric?
I would just do Jovana.
Yeah.
Jewelry by Jovana. It's
Yeah,
just
I bought a website.
It's JBJ.
Jovana NYC.
Okay,
So
that's
I
perfect.
think
Don't
you
ever
change.
move. Don't ever move. Don't ever change and don't ever move.
Yeah.
Will you come back again
Yeah.
when you bring me my bracelet?
Yes.
I'm gonna buy the bracelet. Don't freak out, guys. Don't freak out. And thank you. And you should every day Instagram like a
Oh, I'm
bit
sorry.
of-
I misread the comment. She just wanted permission to Facebook you. To Facebook friend you. That was the. She
please.
found you. She just wanted a permission.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry.
You know
I'm
what's
not
happening.
the smartest.
Ah.
I'm not the smartest cameraman.
Oh no, you are. I just to explain to
You're
her what's probably
multitasking.
happening there with that comment. I had to translate.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna have you back.
Yes, and then maybe I'm participating in a group, a little group, 3 people show, October 20th.
A
in
menage a
Chelsea.
trois?
Yes.
Okay.
2 girls and 1 boy.
That is a menage a trois
At
here in the
Pivot,
United States.
Yeah, Pivot. So yes, so I said yes. So Pivot Gallery on 25th Street.
Okay. That's 25th Street. I'm translating again,
Finest.
English to English.
Who are you with?
I'm with Garib Seamus.
Oh, good.
And
Oh my God! I love Garib.
Oh my God!
Garib's on
Yes.
the show all the time.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, we're doing.
I was kind of.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
cheating.
Oh, and you?
No, I'm not in it.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not the woman.
Okay.
Thanks, Jenna.
You
Sorry.
like playing dress up, right?
Sorry. All right.
We'll talk
yes,
about that later.
October 20th with the Garib,
And?
his gallery.
All right, we'll be
That's
there.
Pivot, and who's the other person you said?
Joe, I just know her as Joe F. She's a fine artist as well from Italy, I think, visiting.
Cool.
So please come.
So we should actually maybe
the show
what
from
day?
there.
We'll do the show that from
That's-
there.
That's
can
how
talk
we end
to
every
Garib.
segment.
I'll
We'll
talk
do
to
the show
Garib.
from there. We never go
Awesome.
anywhere. We never go anywhere, Lance. But we end every segment with, you know what? We should do the show from there. Guess where we're going to be tomorrow? Right effing here.
Talking to Garib about
Right
doing
effing here is
the
where
show
we're going
from
to
there.
be.
We'll be here. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to go back
Everybody
with
loves you.
Viva.
All right.
Okay.
Be good.
Ciao.
Awesome.
Connor, can you hold this?